Hello, everybody. Welcome to Transcend with NNG. I am your host, Brittany Walker, also known as New Nation Goddess. Happy Wealth and Wellness Wednesday, and welcome to the first Wednesday of 2023. We are kicking off season 2, and we are so excited about all of the amazing resources, guests, and information that we have to give you this season. So let's go ahead and get started. So for today, the theme is, what is your wealth plan? We're going to assist you with elevating to your highest frequency in order to achieve true freedom and optimal wellness. All right, guys. So we are going to also expand on the 8 frequencies of elevation. If you're unfamiliar with those, we use this program as a foundation to guide the season. So we will be expounding on those in a bit in just a moment. You know, we also like to kick off with an I am power statement, I representing inspiration, A representing affirmation, and M representing manifestations. So for today, the I am power statement is, I am taking the blessings and lessons learned in 2022 and utilizing this knowledge to transcend to my highest self in 2023. Ashe. We also like to follow up with a good resource. So for today, the resource is The Ways of White Folks by Langston Hughes. With everything that's going on with capitalism, everything that's going on in the world today, this is now the time for us to get serious about what our wealth is going to look like. What is our futures really looking like? So this is just to give you some insight on those who are controlling the government or finances or wealth, or who is trying to keep the gaps at what they are to try to limit us from what we're meant to receive and what we're meant to conquer. This is just some insight to go ahead and kick the season off with. So again, guys, I hope that you enjoy it. If not, let us know. And also, I know if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can see the video, but for those of you who are not watching the video, I will include the information in the description of the bio. We also like to talk about the tea of the day. So the tea of the day is actually a hibiscus, just hibiscus, some fresh spring water, and then I added a little ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon in it. It is very cold outside on the West Coast, so it is good to stay warm. We want to make sure that we are filling our body with the herbs, nutrients, and minerals that's going to assist us with detoxing and cleansing the body. So cheers, guys. Now, I like to say what's the tea or what we're going to be talking about, but this season is going to be what's the chai. Chai tea happens to be my favorite, but the word chai also happens to mean life or living in Hebrew. So what's going on in your life? How are we going to make those things better? So let me give you that tea, and that's going to assist you with this season. So just to recap, guys, 8 frequencies of elevation. The different frequencies are defining your purpose, metaphysical methods, optimal wellness, environmental awareness, knowledge acquisition, financial competence, social synergy, and then the final is authentic elevation, which is elevation activation, meaning you have conquered all of the other frequencies and you are able to transcend in your most peaceful form in your career, in your health, and everything that you have going on in your life. Now, the reason that we created Transcend with NNG is because we want to help others get to their highest self. We represent the underrepresented, which means the people of color, women, LGBTQ+, veterans, and individuals with disabilities. And a lot of people will hear podcasts, or they'll go on TV, or they'll get on social media, and they see all of these celebrities or famous people or people that they admire and look up to, and think that they can't have that lifestyle. And it's not so much that you want to be rich or you want to have all this money just to buy what you want, but you just want to have unlimited resources. You want to be able to not worry about swiping your card and wondering how much money is left in the bank. You want to be able to serve others and create businesses and a thriving economy that is going to assist with us circulating melanin dollars. All right, guys. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight that nothing was all perfect for me. I didn't just wake up one day and decided that, oh, I am going to be an entrepreneurial consulting expert. I'm going to tell people how to run their businesses. I just know it all. It came with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and actually a lot of healing from trauma. So just to give you some background on my story and how I was able to transcend and rise above, I had to overcome bullying when I was younger with my skin tone. I was a darker tone than what I am now. I stayed in the sun a lot because I was athletic, so I got made fun of my skin. I had my hair made fun of because I didn't have typical hair that my mom had to put brown gel or put other type of harmful products in my hair to make it work. And I got made fun of because of that, which was weird. And then of course for being skinny, olive oil, anorexic, you name it. I've been called all different types of names when I was younger. And then also for coming out early and being an open lesbian at an early age, that led to a lot of bullying. It led to me doing a lot of fighting, arguing, getting into it with a lot of people just because they may not have been comfortable in their skin or what they might have been going through in their own household or their own childhood, that they were projecting their own negativity and toxicity on myself. Also coming out, it was very tough to come out as a lesbian. I come from a heavily religious Southern Baptist family. Grandfather was a pastor. Then both of my parents ended up becoming pastors. I was over the youth ministry program at the church that I was at in high school. So it was very hard to come out and deal with the backlash, the threats, the, families trying to control situations, telling you what you need to do, or you're going to be sent, off to gay camp, or you're going to, I'm going to disown you, or I'm not going to deal with you. It's a lot to deal with coming out at an early age into a family that is very large and all believe in the same things. And from me coming out and the things that I went through from school, family, church members, I developed anger issues. I was so mad at God and the world, and why are all these bad things happening to me? One day I was so popular. I'm, in athletics. I have a lot of friends. I'm very sociable. And then now I'm so angry with the world because everybody hates me for something that I cannot change and something that has been embedded in me since I was a very, very young girl. All right. So this anger led to more fighting. It led me to putting myself in very negative and bad situations. I ended up becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol. So, and I've been very vocal about this on this podcast. Marijuana to me is not considered a drug. It is a plant. Once you add the additional chemicals, or once you start mixing different strains and doing things of that sort, then I can see where it becomes more scientific and more lab-based. But when I say drugs, I mean things that are chemical-based, that are made in labs. So I had ecstasy, cocaine, Xanax, promethazine. Those are things that I frequent a lot. I have dibbled and dabbled in different quantities, going on binges for several days at a time, where I'm up for 6 and 7 days at a time. And then alcohol just became an issue. Now, growing up in the South, it's common to have a bar in your house, or being that I have, both of my grandmothers are from Louisiana. So being from Louisiana, everybody has a bar in their house. You have 24-hour liquor stores. You have daiquiri shops that you can drive through. So it was common. But as I got older and as I was dealing with more issues and more stress came on, my drinking increased. I can drink a bottle of liquor to myself and still be able to function and drive. And those are not good things when you look at it from the outside looking in, because once you sober up and once the liquor or the drugs are not in your system, you're still dealing with the same problem. You still have the same bullshit going on in your life, but yet you don't have a legitimate resolution. Yet I'm slowly killing myself off. I'm frying off my brain cells. I'm literally deteriorating all the nutrients out of my body. It is starting to affect, the way that I function, dealing with certain abusive and negative relationships. And although I was able to be a functioning addict, meaning I went to work, I never got in trouble, I always made money, I always paid my bills on time, but I still was able to not have a sense of control of what I had going on, and I would turn to those substances to help out. So in turn of being addicted to drugs and alcohol led to being promiscuous. Now, when I was younger and trying to figure out, okay, I know I'm gay, but the Bible says I'm not supposed to be gay. And even though it says it's an abomination for men to be gay because they can't procreate, well, women can procreate. But then if you want to talk about abominations, you're not supposed to work on Sunday. You're not supposed to get your ears pierced. You're not supposed to eat shellfish, meaning crawfish, shrimp, things of that sort. You're not supposed to eat pork, but people do it all the time. But for some reason, that abomination with being homosexual is the one that tends to be talked about the most when it comes to the Bible. And so I became promiscuous, trying to have sex with different guys, trying to figure out, like, why can't I make this work? Why isn't this working for me? And so then I went through this phase in high school where I felt like I was bisexual, but in all, full blown lesbian. But then going into my adult years, and then once the drugs and the addictions went hardcore, I found myself being in a very promiscuous lifestyle. And in turn, that I had to go to rehab. I ended up not only going to a drug rehab facilitation, but I also went to a psych ward. In 2008, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. So I was both manic and depressive. I was literally doing things, guys, that you would not even be able to fathom, from getting in bar fights, pistol whooping people. Like, it was very ridiculous, the path that I was starting to go down. And so after I went to rehab, I was able to pull it together, and I still continued to drink alcohol because at that time I didn't realize that alcoholism was a problem. And so I ended up going to school, returned back to college because I only had finished 1 year of college up until that point. I dropped out after my first year at college. And so I returned back to college. I ended up getting 4 degrees, a degree in culinary arts, 1 in hotel restaurant management. And then I ended up getting my bachelor's in technical management, a business degree with a emphasis and minor on hospitality management. And then my 4th degree is a Master of Science in Nutrition Education. So even after getting these degrees, I was able to get on the up and up, get a great paying job. I ended up getting promoted to all the positions that I've been in. I able to work myself up different corporate ladders. And then I hit a road where I still was unhappy with what was going on. And it was just being around low vibrational people. My mindset hadn't really shifted. I was not wanting to let go of certain friends and family members that I was comfortable with being around. So I ended up gaining a significant amount of weight, eating really poorly. And that led to multiple health issues. Ended up being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, ended up having, other health diagnoses that came over time that were very hindering to my overall well-being. And I talked about my different health issues during the Optimal Wellness episode during season 1. And so after time, I started, I ended up becoming plant-based during this time, and I'm trying to lose a significant amount of weight. I'm trying to get back on the up and up, but I still was drinking alcohol. And then when I finally gave up alcohol, it was like the heaven gates opened, the harp started playing, the angels started singing, and it allowed me to realize that I did not need substances to help me with my problems. I did not need to run away from my problems. I did not need to keep making unhealthy and negative choices, having the wrong mindset about life and woe is me and why do all these bad things happen to me, and not just paying attention that I just have invaluable and substantial factors around, whether those are people, places, or things, events. And just realizing that if you're going to do better, you have to make some serious changes. You've been able to make all of these hard changes so far in your life. And why not make better for yourself? I didn't even mention earlier, I am also a survivor of molestation and rape in the past as well. So a lot of people feel that they would not be able to connect with me if they did not know my past story. So I want to be as human and as real as possible and let you know, no matter all that shit that you could have on your plate, whether you have 1 or 2 horrible things that's happened to you, or you've had several horrible things happen to you in your lifespan, you still have the opportunity to get up and make a difference. You are still here for a reason. You are still being given the skills that you have. You still have the gifts that you have been blessed with in this lifetime. It is up to you, though, to shift your mind, to elevate yourself, to really make the applicable changes that's going to bring you to where you truly desire to be, and also help you serve who you meant to serve. We talk about our season 1 about you can have businesses, you can have side hustles, but until you develop an organization that is meant to serve and contribute to sustainable development goals, then at that point, you only are going to have side hustles. They'll go 2 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years, but nothing that is actually going to help you build real wealth. So that is what this podcast is about. Helping you transcend, helping you to get out the mind frame that woe is me and you can't get things done. We all have the same amount of time to deal with in a day. If you even look into records, the government even announced that this year that daylight saving times is going away because supposedly time is not even a real thing. And you might want to research more about that information as well. I will actually put the link to time going away in the description of this episode so you can look more into it and discover that you have full power and control of who you are, and you can make the right changes, but you have to shift your mind. So again, welcome to Transcend with NNG podcast. We look forward to this season. We have so many dope entrepreneurs and individuals that align with each frequency of elevation that's going to help you also transcend so you can see things from a different perspective, be able to network with these individuals, be able to potentially even invest with these individuals, build strategic partnerships, or just have this as a resource for when you're trying to make applicable changes in your life. All right, guys. So we are still accepting listener mail. So feel free to comment to this episode on any of the platforms that we're on, or you can send us an email at info@NNG Consulting. That's N as in new, N as in nation, G as in goddess, consulting.org. That information will be in the description of this episode. But to recap, guys, we're talking about season 2. What is your wealth plan? How are you going to build true wealth for yourself by discovering the resources that we have through our 8 frequencies of elevation program? Be sure to like our podcast, subscribe to our website so you can keep up with the latest news, trends, and events. We send out monthly newsletters in addition to other helpful resources and legitimate factors that will be crucial in your journey in transcending. All right. Also go to our YouTube channel, be able to subscribe and like us on there as well. But I just want to say gratitude for showing up with us, for coming to listen on this beautiful Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. And we are manifesting a positive, productive, and peaceful week ahead. Also, 2023 is going to be phenomenal, and we're speaking that greatness into your life. All right, guys, until next week, peace.